Oh no, I haven't started my webcam yet.
Oh no.
Hi everybody. I'm still here, and we're still live. I'm just not here yet. I'm working on
Diren
it.
cosplaying a loading circle.
I could be here. There I am. Wow, that took a lot longer to load than I thought. Hi. Hello. How are you? Wednesday. Still don't know what I'm doing with this, and clearly a little less put together this week than last. Which is impressive, honestly. We've already put off enough time into the start of the hour, so we're just going to skip right over to the recap and get the game started. So, Ben.
Yeah. So last week, Roz and Kuroda figured out a decent plan on how to get everybody out of the sleepy hut. They tied a safety line to Roz, and Roz carried everyone out. While that was going on, one of our prisoners escaped or attempted to escape, and we got it was the wizard Dragon Eye, and he left his companion. He thought about saving her, but we were all coming for him, so he ran, and he got gunned down by Vanya. And then we had everybody out of the sleepy house, and we all enjoyed some food together, did some final looking around and grabbing of things. And Vanya agreed to come with us and at least check out the camp. Although, as I recall, that nearly went badly when people were like, "And don't worry, they probably won't kidnap you and hold you against your will." And it's like, I wasn't worried until you brought it up. But we got her in the end. So we're gonna,
ladies and gentlemen,
hold her against her will.
We got her.
We got
And
her.
then we mentioned the brothel, and she was like, "Why didn't you lead with that? That's how you sell things."
The brothel is a great selling point.
Taking notes for future companions you can recruit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, during our, I guess, right before our trip back to camp, Lilith went back into the sleepy house by herself, somewhat foolishly. Although she was going under the directions of a ghost. But most of us don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And she gathered up some items, including a witch hat, and I can't remember the other thing. Oh, the makeup kit. And then we found out what the witch hat did, and it helps with the cards that she had previously had. Good times. And from there, it was really just we set up camp. We had a few conversations. Titan explained to Vanya that he's gonna torture the prisoner. He doesn't want anybody else around for that. Roz and Lilith had a very tender moment, and we found out that the ghosts can indeed possess Lilith and take over for her if she's ever not on guard about it. Very scary stuff. And I believe at some point during Titan's Watch, your audience will have to forgive me, I was a little out of it, so this was based on rewatching/reading recaps. A giant bird flew overhead, Pokemon style. Although I don't know if it was Ho-Oh or not.
Distinctly not fire-based, no.
Fair enough, not fire-based. And that's, I think, roughly where we left it. It's next morning.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything anyone would like to add and or include from the weekly roleplay channel that it might be relevant?
There is something that probably should be included from the off time roleplay was basically that Roswin was she was struggling with this idea of she enjoyed the battle with the bandits, and she is not certain if that is because she enjoys fighting or she enjoys killing.
Mm.
And that's a moral dilemma that's going to have to come up eventually. But not right now, because we're going to tuck that away with all the other feelings.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Nope.
Neat. In which case, yeah, we're gonna pick back off in the morning. As Lilith and Roz are on the last watch, the sun is beginning to rise, and everyone else likewise comes to from their evening rest. Body, fatigue gone, wounds, miraculously healed. And a bright new sunny day ahead of you. So, with that in mind, we talked about the fact that today is mostly everyone just kind of biding time until the portal that'll take you back to the Hunter's Camp opens up. And so the question is, what would people like to do with that time? We clearly know what Titan's going to be up to, and Vanya's going to do her best to basically provide busy work for everyone else. But if there was something more specific anyone else would like to do, well, now's the time to speak up.
I think Audie would just take some direction from either Titan or probably from Titan if of anything to collect or look for or things we could take back.
Titan could certainly give you a list of herbs and spices.
Yeah, you think the sort of things you all will be able to harvest out here are things, you can spend time gathering wood. There could be ingredients for alchemy, or things for cooking, or because you could also spend part of your time hunting if you'd like as well.
I do think that Roz, with a bare minimum amount of knowledge of local flora, is going to search for herbs, reagents for alchemy.
Okay. Roz is doing alchemy stuff. What about you, Lilith?
Lilith is going to get Bellathor's help and try and see if we can find anything useful.
Good thinking. Corona? What's she gonna be up to?
Though I doubt it'll take too long. She's probably gonna do just like maintenance on her weapons, or at least one of them, because she only used one of them really.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I think if people are planning to head out, she'll offer. It's not like they can't protect themselves, but she'll offer to go out with them if it seems like the party is kind of splitting to do their own things somewhat, because she's not going to incite the doc at all.
Mm-hmm.
She just has no reason to. So she's pretty casual about just like if people need help doing stuff, she'll help with.
Fair. Okay. Well, so at the very minimum, we know Roz and Lilith are going to go off to look for herbs. Adi, you were kind of floating, and Corona's sort of in the same position. Would you like to collaborate?
Sure.
Okay.
She just wants to do what's needed.
That being said, because I know one of you absolutely made note of it, when is the portal supposed to reopen? Quickly flip through your notes.
Exactly 72 hours after we arrived.
And
It
it
feels
has
like-
been 19 hours and 30 minutes.
Oh, so you guys are out here for like another 2 days. Okay, I've completely underestimated my time.
Yeah, I was like, that's why I was like, did we turn back because we thought we wouldn't make it back in time? I think we got a little skewed there. I could be wrong, unless someone else remembers.
We turned back because bandits were probably going to come flooding to where we just attacked them.
Mm-hmm.
Turned back because we felt we didn't have a chance of taking them on. And we have a captive who can give us information about, where bases are, how many numbers there are, things like that.
We also have treasure that we can't carry into battle.
We
Mhm.
also have treasure
Yeah.
that we can't carry into battle.
And if I'm hoping Audie would remember this, I don't know if I remember this. The open the gate immediately. Is it considered like an SOS, or is it just, hey, we're done, we want to come back now?
It could be either.
Okay.
They? I suppose they didn't explain in great detail, but they would have, which is it can be used to as a form of emergency to immediately leave, and it can also be used if you feel like your mission has been completed and you wish to go.
I feel like there was a comment about not using them up willy-nilly, though, at least.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Oh, right, because we have a special token. And it won't like fizzle.
No, I mean, so you were given a tag that was handwritten by the gatekeeper that
Mhm.
is specific to this instance and location. It will be useless once you guys go back to camp.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
So yeah, we could decide we stay here the day, and then when it comes to nighttime, we could be like, well, instead of sleeping here, let's go back or stay the night or whatever.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think the only reason we've decided to stay for a little bit is because like we're out here, we might as well bring back some extra stuff
Mm-hmm.
while we're here.
Okay. In which case, thanks to the crafting system that we're using, if you take 8 hours, you can make 2d20 checks to determine the possibility to roll on things you can gather. There is a set DC, and then you will roll a percentile die to determine what, if anything, you find. Good news is odds for finding something is quite high, and the DC is very low. It's a 10. For those of you gathering alchemy ingredients, it's just a 10.
And that's pretty much all of us, isn't it?
Well, in which case it's just a 10 for everybody. Which is to say, so I guess if everyone's just out to gather alchemy supplies, that isn't Titan. Everybody, you're going to make 2d20 rolls. You can add your wisdom modifier to it, and if you are proficient and have an herbalism kit, you can add your proficiency bonus to the roll.
Okay.
I think that mostly just narrows it down to everybody using just adding your wisdom modifier, which is not great for everybody.
I got 1 pass, 1 fail.
Okay,
2 passes.
nice.
Eesh. Oh
16
no.
for one pass.
Okay, well then, Roz and Audie, both of you roll 1 d100. Lilith, roll 2.
Got a good roll. 72,
Okay.
which is 1d4 common curatives, and I rolled a 4 on my d4.
Ooh, very nice. Also, look at you being ahead, having the documentation up.
Yeah.
86 and 42.
Okay.
I do not have the documentation.
It's okay.
Me neither.
Audie?
29.
29. Okay, since we just have the single one for you, Audie, you find 1 common curative reagent. I trust somebody will do the documentation for this. Lilith, you find 1 common poisonous reagent, and 1 uncommon curative reagent.
Huzzah.
which honestly, pretty good haul. I think there was enough in there for even someone capable to craft some potions now.
And Roz was also a common curative, right?
4 common curatives.
4, yeah.
Were we supposed to roll another dice?
Nope.
No.
That
Oh,
is the
it
end
was
of it.
because of your high D100 roll.
Correct.
Yeah, I got one that was roll 1d4 common curatives.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, again, honestly, a pretty good sweet spot because it means you only need common curatives for lower ranking healing potions.
Mhm.
So it's good given the circumstances. That being said, all of you are going to be out 8 hours. Vanya's going to go hunting, which I will just sort of tend to on my own time. However, back at camp, Titan is left alone with the prisoner.
All right, let's do this.
So, like I said, there you are in the small campsite that Vanya led you all to. You know, the remnants of the party having stayed there the night, pretty clear. Your captive, who has been bludgeoned, beaten, slashed, and stabbed, is still alive, only thanks to the care of Titan. She has been completely non-compliant. When at every possible opportunity has tried to break her binds, or bite anyone that would get near enough to her and ask questions by removing the gag.
Yeah. Do you want me to just get into it?
Yep.
All right. Titan's gonna come over, and kind of drag her over to a spot that's flat and relatively clear. The egg's still in her mouth. And it's gonna say, so you and your buddies have been raiding towns and killing people. And I'll be honest. Oh, geez, I'm losing the voice bad today. And to be honest, it makes me care very little for your life. Now, the idea was to bring you back to camp, have them torture you for a bit. Everyone breaks eventually. But I find those methods somewhat barbaric. They're so inefficient, focused only on the pain. So what we're gonna do, because, you know, through years of being a doctor, I've learned that the primordials built us very hardy. You'd be surprised the things we can live without. And Titan puts a bowl down beside her and pulls out his scalpel. He says, so you can just sit here and watch, and you can start talking when you decide I pull something from you that you can't live without. And I think we'll leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the question is, the party is gone for 8 hours. Do you just want to kind of make corresponding checks to see how long it goes until you either get what you want or they die?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, then. I think this doesn't really... I think this has more of a sliding DC on your side and more of saving throws on hers. So we're going to just take your spell save DC. 8 plus proficiency plus intelligence.
Yep.
And
DC 14.
At first, she's going to make wisdom saves, and then, depending upon how successful she is, she's going to start making con saves. Up until the point she will, withstand or give in, and if she withstands long enough, she will then start dying, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes. The first one is just enough to match, which is a beat. Which is to say, this person thrashes and fights and is full of spirit, as you would expect somebody at the start of this to be. But it doesn't take you very long, only about an hour into it, that you start seeing that energy starting to fade. Whether or not that corresponds to what you've taken from them or not, you're not entirely certain, but they still don't quite seem willing to give anything up yet. However, by the end of hour 2, with a substantial amount of damage done to this person, they have completely changed. They are crying, tears streaking through the dirt and blood smeared on their face. And they're shaking, but it isn't. It's partially from the trauma, but it is also partially just due to just now a different trauma.
Yep.
And you can see that they've just kind of given up. You think now might be an opportune time to ask questions.
All right. Let's find out how many bandits are in her group that she's aware of.
Through tears and snot and a haggard voice, from a gag and sobbing and screaming, she manages to cough out the number 74.
Okay. Where are they headquartered? Where are any of their safe houses?
You don't really get a ton of information out of this one, other than she would tell you that the main base is in a city that is about 3 days travel to the west. It's called Old Guard.
How much does she know about this meeting that the leaders have gone to?
Absolutely nothing. Just that all the bosses went, and all the important people that were in the groups left too.
Okay. How well, excuse me, how well equipped are the bandits? How many magic users?
Doesn't really have a strong opinion about how well they're equipped. She tells you that all of their equipment is mostly looted or stolen from a lot of the old dwarven country, which would inform Titan a little bit.
Yeah.
And she would likewise tell you she doesn't know the exact number, but she does know a couple of the higher ranking members of her crew are magic users.
Okay.
She says she can count them on her hand. She has only 4 fingers on one hand.
No more than 4.
So anywhere between 4 and 5. Which hand? You don't know.
That's true. No more than 4 or 5. Where were they planning to go next?
Further east, they were going to meet up with the larger body of their group that was still out here. Continue heading east to take more territory.
Okay. Who's their main rival gang?
The Blaze of Glory.
How many other Blaze of Glory? And what gang was she?
The Nightwings.
Sorry. Any other powerhouse groups, or are those main 2?
Out of the area that they're in, she would just say that the Blaze of Glory is the most powerful.
Okay. Do you have any idea of the numbers for Blaze of Glory?
She shakes her head no. Bigger than her clan.
Still useful. Although I am getting the impression she's not great with numbers. When are the bosses coming back?
She doesn't know.
Okay. When did they plan up to meet with their larger group?
In 2 days. After that question, Titan, she coughs out a large amount of blood. Something you think inside has just gone wrong. If you want to keep her alive, you have to stabilize her.
Will do.
Make a medicine check, please.
Yay, starting strong. Math. The easy math. It's a modified 20.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's sufficient, but while you find the source of the bleeding, you realize it is symptomatic of something worse. You do think you have 2 options, basically. She'll either survive for another 5 minutes, unless you more or less do kind of like a field operation to keep her stable.
I mean, truthfully, he was never going to let her live anyways.
Yeah, fair.
So I guess we're done here. Titan will make sure that her death has as little suffering left as possible, but
yeah,
that's the end of questioning her.
Okay. Yeah. somewhere quiet, cutting away as the camera sort of pans up and away. You just kind of hear the last quiet gurgles of the bandit's life slipping away. Meanwhile, somewhere else, nowhere near as dramatic as this, did anybody having any conversations that are worthwhile? You know? Lilith? Roz?
Yeah,
Bellathor?
I do need to pull Audie off for just a second.
Out of character?
Oh, no.
Oh,
That
okay.
would be pulling K away.
There's
Yeah,
gotta be a better
true.
way of phrasing that.
No, I don't think there is.
Nope.
Anyway,
Like we moved past the phrasing.
yeah. Go on, Roz.
Audie, can I talk to you for a sec?
Okay, yeah, all right. And she'll follow her off.
We'll be right back. Just keep picking your flowers. So two things happened last night. One that is good news. One's bad news. Which you prefer first?
And she, Audie kind of looks kind of like wide-eyed. Good news, I suppose. Make
Alright.
things happy before they get worse.
Well, I was feeling bold last night. Kissed Lilith full on the mouth in front of everyone while you were asleep. Might get bold enough to do it to people who are actually awake near us soon.
And she puts her hands on her hips and kind of goes like, puts her head to the side a bit and goes, well, it's not quite in front of anyone if nobody's watching it, is it?
Did you want to watch?
And she just kind of does her like silent laugh thing. She's like, no, I'm sure I've seen it soon enough. How did it react?
Well, you see, that leads directly into the bad news.
And she looks worried for a moment, kind of like, oh no, she rejected you. Like, oh.
Roz does not register that
Mhm.
Audie is thinking that it's going to be bad, gone into deep dark. So, you know her amulet.
And just nods.
I don't know if she ever told you, but that amulet is magical. And Lilith has found and absorbed two separate ghosts, and one of them possessed her last night, right after I kissed her.
You see the moment, or possibly, depending on how perceptive Roz is being right now, Audie goes from like, okay, I'm following, to that blank look like, what? Pardon? And she kind of just blinks a couple of times. Sorry, did you say it possessed her?
See, I wanted to tell you first because I knew you wouldn't scream about it.
Man, if there was breaking the fourth wall, Audie would be looking straight into the camera right now. Like,
Jim stare.
yep.
I said what I said, and it was the ghost was nice, but it's real troubling.
Is it gonna kill her in her sleep? How dangerous is this?
I've got no idea, but I can't keep this secret all to myself.
I guess I should probably talk to Lilith sooner than later, so she doesn't think that, so that I don't know things she doesn't know that I know.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose we should tell Kona and the doctor soon enough then.
Alright, but you can't tell her that I told you because you might get mad at me.
What am I supposed to say then? Hey, so I just wanted to ask, have you and Roz, kissed lately, or maybe been possessed by some rogue ghost?
You could do that first one, that wouldn't be odd.
I mean, in the sake of telling secrets. Bandit, back at camp. Not the bandit, the one that was teaching us. It turns out you were right. Found some magic in me.
Roz takes a moment to process because we're going from talking about something very bad to something very good. So it takes her just a second to get through that whiplash, and then she picks Audie up and twirls her around. I knew it! I knew you could do it. I always knew you were special.
And she kind of does this like half like choking squeal. And she like squeezes on just as tight. But then see, go good news to bad news to good news. And now we can go confront Lilith about the bad news. I'll figure somehow, I'm sure.
Listen, all these mood changes are going to break my neck from the whiplash.
That's why you gotta embrace every emotion you feel. It becomes more of have you ever been on a boat in the rough waters?
Nope.
Oh, well then. We don't really have the equivalent to a roller coaster, so Audie's like racking her brain.
The gnomes are working on it, unfortunately.
Oh. It'll be fine. I'll figure some out. You'll get used to it. It's quite exciting. You do.
Yeah. Well, I think Lilith will tell everyone eventually. So, or anyway, I'm just going to focus on the good. And Roz, without putting Audie back down, is going to go back to the others.
As when they get back in like earshot, I'm sure Audie has figured out what earshot is for her voice. She's just she's gonna get a call over her shoulder. Hi there. Roz apparently found a bit of an odd one, eh, Lilith?
Huh? What?
She's alluding to the fact that Roz like picked her up. She's making a pun for Lilith's sake.
Found an odd little flower.
Roz found a bit of an odd flower, yeah.
Oh,
I
wait, hang
get
on,
it.
hang on. I bet I can lift both of you. And Roz is then going to proceed over and try to pick up Lilith as well.
Wait.
There we go. I got an odd one
I'll
and
allow
a
it.
lily. An odd lily.
I found some poison.
Oh, drops Lilith.
Ow. Why'd you go and drop me?
Visceral reaction to the idea of poison.
I don't think it's super dangerous until you work it a bit.
All right, well,
That's not true at all.
maybe it was just a silly little reaction, but either way. Oh, I also heard that Audie's a spellcaster because she didn't tell me.
Oh, yeah, that was that really cool thing that I'd almost mentioned and then didn't mention because I managed to keep it a secret.
You can keep secrets?
Sometimes, apparently.
Oh. So can I.
How visible is Lilith's amulet at any
Oh.
given point?
It's pretty much front and center.
Oh, okay.
Like, as front and center as it is in the art.
Fair. So like I guess as we're standing, has Audie been put down yet?
No.
No. Can
No.
she see Lilith at all from where she is?
I mean, Roz isn't preventing her.
That's fair. I'm trying to figure out like which way she's picked up because I was half picturing her like slung over your shoulder. So I'm like, is she backwards? Is she forwards?
Whatever the most comfortable way to carry someone is when you are wearing full steel armor.
Don't think there's a right answer to that.
Mm-mm.
Probably
Princess
like
Carrie.
princess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Really depends on the pauldrons you're wearing.
Well then, if Audie can see Lilith, she's just kind of like gonna look out from under her hair, kind of probably half upside down, or like again trying to twist her neck around and just like, what's there? Has it always been glowing there? And she's looking at the runes glowing.
Love this. She immediately looks at Ross. You told her.
I am so sorry.
I told you I couldn't figure this out.
I can't keep a secret from Audie. I'm sorry.
I know. Neither can I.
Meanwhile, Corona nearby also now overhearing everything.
I feel like she's kind of in her own world, grumbling to herself because she like cannot
Trying to find a
like
plant.
yeah
Mhm.
for the life of her. She's
Here's
probably like
three
hearing them.
slackers. Here's these three slackers over in the corner finding things, and Corona's just like, where is it?
Yeah.
Finally brings something back, happy that she found something, and Lilith with Bellathor, who's an alchemist, going,
Like wheelbarrows.
that's just a weed.
I mean, to be fair, Lilith, it is just my natural sweetness and charm. And she gives a big grin.
I'm not mad at you, or mad at you for the what it's. I mean, I did tell you to help me reveal. I just expected maybe like a day.
Here, see
Sorry.
how else you're helping.
Did you tell her everything, or do I have to go into it?
Yes.
She also said she kissed you. I mean,
Like I
within a
said,
matter
told
of
her everything.
sharing stories.
We already know we kissed each other before, anyway.
Yeah, but this is the first time we did it as adventurers.
Were we not adventurers until we stepped into the portal?
Well, we hadn't been on an adventure yet.
Very important distinction.
I mean, maybe you haven't.
Oh, all right.
True.
What's
mean,
my first adventure kiss then?
I mean, Lilith, did you get a kiss when you fell down the river? This might be your first adventure kiss too.
Uh, yeah, I guess that's right. It's not my first adventure, but first. Anyway, yeah, I'm fine, I think. Don't really know a whole lot about this yet, but everything seems okay, and they're helpful, and Bellathor is even helping me look for herbs. He knows a lot about alchemy.
Bellator must be one of their names then, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, well, I'm not putting you down.
Yeah, Audie's just made herself comfortable. She's like, doo-doo-doo. I'm just gonna stay here. Happy not to be walking.
If you see a flower, just point it out to me. I'll carry you over.
All right then.
Find anything, Corona?
Oh, what?
You find anything?
Not here, no. I'm trying, but you kids got all the good ones, all the good spots.
Why don't we move a bit away, see if anything's growing over that direction?
Well, how much you got? Let me see.
Lilith holds up what she's gathered.
It's not a bad amount. The hell are those two doing? Why is she carrying Ade?
Fun.
All right, as long as it's not getting in the way, I guess. Yeah, sure.
Do you want to be carried too? You can swap places.
I don't think you can carry me. At the same time as Adi?
No, I'd have to swap you.
Nah, I'll pass.
She's able to be good at it.
Say it yourself. My arms are very comfortable.
Yeah, but that armor don't look comfy.
It is not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you got a place in mind, Lilith, point it out. Want to be useful for something here.
Well, we'll ask Bellathor if he knows a good direction from here. That might have more things to grow.
Bellathor, in no uncertain terms, will talk to you about the areas in which certain herbs are more likely to grow to try to provide context as to where to look, because he has no idea where he is.
Yeah, she'll kind of use his kind of knowledge of just general things to try and guide the party towards some place that might grow some more.
Mm-hmm. And as already predetermined, we already know how successful you all are over the course of 8 hours, so you guys will come back around, dinner time. Maybe a little early before dinner. No, never mind. Lunchtime. I can't even count. You all will come back around 2 p.m. Once everything is said and done, with a relatively successful foraging effort for some alchemy ingredients, enough to make a couple of healing potions. Once you go get some glass vials, which will be much cheaper than trying to buy the ingredients for the potions, at least. But that being said, Titan, given that what you were doing is perhaps the thing that will or will not be the drama, why don't you just tell all of us collectively what Titan was doing, how far away was where Titan took the bandit, and what with what unfolded.
Yeah.
And what did Titan do afterwards, with the body cleanup, etc. Just so that we understand, if people are being nosy, what may or may not be there.
No, of course. Titan. So the interrogation, if I wrote down my numbers correct, took 3 hours.
Correct.
And so that leaves him 3 hours basically to clean up for
Mhm.
the rest of it. So he would have dug her a grave, a relatively shallow one, because although his claws are good for digging, he does not have a shovel with him, so he's not gonna, give her a full 6-foot deep grave.
No, of course not.
Which would take a couple hours, and I mean, the spot where he put her, there's probably still going to be bloodstains on it. There's no cleaning that up out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because, he doesn't have access to running water or anything. But, he would have taken her a little bit outside of camp in order for where he's going to torture her.
Yeah, just so the camp isn't, soiled.
The camp isn't soiled in blood and everything. So, yeah, there are signs. There are signs that something went down. I mean, one of the biggest is that the prisoner is no longer there.
Okay. Well then, Titan. However Titan would be handling himself at camp, eventually the rest of the party will, come back together as a group after having gone out herb harvesting for 8 hours. Just a lovely little walk in the countryside, gathering herbs.
Yeah, people would probably come back to Titan, in all honesty, cleaning his hands. How'd the hunt go?
I think by this point, by the way, Audie is walking. I don't think Roz can princess carry her for 8 hours. Well, actually, we found quite a few flowers. Good ones, too. We might even be able to make a few potions that don't cost us an arm and a leg.
Oh, that is good news.
No dangers either. We didn't run into anyone.
More good news.
Where's
Glad you all made it back safe.
Yeah. Where's a friend?
friend.
Yeah, is she back from hunting yet?
Oh, Vanya. No, she hasn't come back yet.
I meant our captive, actually.
I'd hardly call her our friend.
Well, you know, it's kind of like how you call someone you're about to punch in the face buddy.
I suppose. Look, I had questions. She didn't survive me asking them.
So,
Run that by us one more time. She didn't what?
He didn't survive.
huh.
Did you? I mean, you're a doc. Did you try and help her out?
Yeah, I tried to keep her alive, but damage was extensive. Couldn't stop the bleeding. Not
Hmm.
without better surgical supplies.
Fair enough. I mean, we did a number on her, so
A bit of a meta question.
Hmm.
Would it be weird to do an insight check, or because we know Titan so well, we'd kind of just believe him?
That's really up to you,
Can-
and if you think your character would even suspect Titan.
yeah, I'm just choosing to believe him
It's
because
fair.
yeah.
I mean, he hasn't been dishonest about what happened. He told
So
her
far, true.
He had questions, and she
Yep.
didn't survive him asking them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's certainly things to cast suspicion if that's what you think your character would be suspicious.
Yeah, it was kind of just more the general passive nature of like he's telling us things. How good of a liar is Titan is basically was my question.
Oh, Titan's a terrible liar.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
Yeah, different character. Okay, you don't have
Oh.
to worry about that as much.
Yeah. It was just kind of like the tucking the thought in the back of the head of you know, did he try to save did he do all he could to try to save her? Or was it just kind of like, I mean, yeah, I put a cloth on the wound. Too bad it
If
was a
you're
gaping hole. Like just like,
if your passive insight is higher than a flat 10, then you would have reason to be suspicious of Titan.
fair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if he did all he could.
yeah. And Audie's just like, oh, all right. She takes it that Titan must have had his reasons, so she trusts him that far, but she's just like, he's not going into the details for our sake, kind of thing.
It is around this time that Vanya returns with a handful of what looked to be quail, all strung together. Well, looky here, I found us some food to eat. Or I suppose if you all really want to, you could take it back to your camp and give it to your folks.
Well, I think we should head back to camp relatively quick. Given the information I got, the sooner we get back to camp and give it, the better.
No, the rule is we don't have to share what we find. So, still ours to keep. Wouldn't mind sharing one if I better though.
Well, I mean, fine. I'll keep the things I hunted to myself then. Trying to be nice. New campmates. Gonna make a weird.
Well, I wasn't suggesting we don't eat first. Just that, you know, time is a bit of the essence.
Oh, yeah, that I don't mind. I have no dying, burning urge to stay here any longer than I need to be.
And I'm more than happy to take one of your birds to my wife.
Very well. She will give you one fresh ingredient.
Yay.
Well, should we break camp and get ready to go? Or we wait until sundown?
Eh, probably just sooner the better, as Toyton was saying. So let's do it.
Okay. I think if everyone collaboratively helps to break camp, it'll take a quick 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
you all will, in the meantime, while you're packing down camp, Vanya will throw the other quail onto a spit and put it over the fire that's still, kind of gently smoldering away. And you'll all be able to eat right after you finish breaking. And then I suppose it's up to you to, take a tag and tear it and go home. I suppose you have to walk to where the location is, but
Well, as long as it's uneventful, that's exactly what we do. Walk there, take out the tag, and tear.
well, since you put it in the ether, why don't you just roll the d20, Sam, and see what happens?
Oh, all right. Well, this is on me.
It is.
Yep.
3.
You're fine. Nothing happens.
Woot.
Completely
that we
uneventful.
know of.
That you know of.
That's the nicest way I've ever been told to shut my mouth.
Well, I wasn't going to roll for an encounter, but then it's just like, well, I guess if someone wants it.
Pretty sure that was the D&D equivalent of threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, it only takes you all about 20 minutes to get back to the location where you arrived. Again, you find the familiar hill with the tree, with the singular tree that's nearby, and you go down into the gully that is on the other side of it, where you can still kind of see the telltale signs of where the grass have been pushed and kind of smashed to the side where the portal originally dropped you all. And you found the right place.
Right, well, who wants to do the honors?
Vanya, when you step through the portal, you might end up feeling a little bit sick. If you haven't done portal stuff before.
No, first time, but I've heard about the teleportation sickness before. My old mentor traveled around quite a bit. I guess it's great that we stopped to have a meal before, so we have something to vomit up on the other side, huh?
I didn't have a problem with it last time.
Yeah, Titan's just frowning. He's like, I do hate teleportation.
Well, let's get going. Show me to this place of yours.
All right. Snap the ticket.
Yep. Yeah, you tear it down the middle, breaks the rune, and you see the sort of the segments of the paper just kind of burn into ashes, and the ashes swirl in front of you over the area where the portal originally was, and they kind of fly off into bits, and eventually they begin forming an oval shape until eventually there's almost like waiting a response. Before a response, there's a snap of magic, and the portal pops to life. And shimmering on the other side, you can see the raised dais in which the warp gate rests, and kind of the more blurred outlines of the camp beyond.
With zero hesitation, through I go.
Mm-hmm.
With some hesitation, do I go?
I wait until Vanya goes at least because the portal closes as soon as we all come through.
It's true.
It's true. Yeah, Vanya will, with her hand cart, hustle through.
In we go.
And then Corona bringing up the rear. Everyone make a Constitution save.
Surely I won't fail this twice in a row.
Vanya does well.
Save.
10.
9.
12.
19.
Okay. 18.
If you roll below a 10, you have teleportation sickness.
Or Titan.
Yeah,
Um,
Titan gets to the other side and just doubles over and throws up. Ugh.
It's not great.
This
Yeah.
has gotta be the worst way to travel.
You see a like a 12, 13-year-old come over with a bucket and a shovel. It just looks like this is his job.
Oh.
Damn.
It is right in the path.
And Dr. Dare Titan.
I'll live, Audie, thanks.
Gonna have to be doing that a lot more in the coming times, huh? Great.
I try not to think about it.
All right. Well, I'm sure y'all have someone to go talk to. Who should I go talk to about, this whole camp killing bandits thing?
Well, for mercenary stuff, the guy with the red cape.
Well, that he's more for siding up.
Mm-hmm.
Does
All
a
right.
decent job explaining things, though. He'll get you caught up.
I suppose so. Just don't be surprised if he gives you the soft sell, but he probably can point you in the right direction of who to talk to. Or you can wait for us to find out.
Well, I mean, if that's where you're all going, I might as well tag along.
Well, perfect. Follow us. We're going to go see Covert.
I guess it is worth knowing. Do we report to Covert, or was there specific people for the missions?
You report to Covert.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he's everything to do with pretty much anything mercenary related, including missions, successful or otherwise.
Okay. Then off to Covert after Titan feels like he can walk again.
Mm-hmm. There's another younger kid there, like maybe 10 years old, that comes over holding like one of those neck trays that you see people wear at like baseball games to give out popcorn. Except it's filled with a bunch of vials, like small glass vials. And he comes running up. Sir, can I offer you some ginger water? Help calm your stomach?
The Titan will gratefully accept one of the vials. Yeah, thanks, kid. You do good work.
He beams up at you and then holds his hand out.
Right. Titan will put 2 silver pieces in his hand.
He looks at you wide-eyed. Gee, thanks for the tip, mister. Runs away, and you hear him like yelling to one of the other kids, one of the other teenagers in the area. Look how much that guy just gave me. This is more than the whole thing I have.
Could have used those glass
Titan
vials now
smiles.
that we think about it.
Never hurts to have a couple.
All right, well, where is
So-
Covert?
Well, you all know. Head north to the north side of the camp. Head west until you get to the center of camp. Head south down the central lane. And there Covert is, like every day since you've been here, sitting at his desk, stacks of papers surrounding it. And he's just there writing with a quill. And you notice he's got a figure, a humanoid figure that is kind of partially intangible, but it has enough of a shape and outline you can tell something humanoid sitting next to him. And it also is holding a book, writing with a quill.
Oi, guess who lived?
Well, I'll be damned. And he puts the quill down and kind of dismounts from his chair, but then also swings off the backside of the platform all in one movement. I know a bunch of people that can be very mad and a little poorer. I'm assuming you all have a report to give me then.
That we do. Titan, I think you got the most information.
Yeah, sure. I can give the report. And Titan will give all the information he got.
Mhm.
We'll talk about the activities of Blaze of Glory that we were able to figure out. Talk about what the information he got from torturing. He'll talk about anything that he generally observed, including the large bird.
Mm-hmm.
The meetup of the bosses, just everything that he would feel is important, and that the Nightwings are currently separated and are meeting up with their larger group in 2 days. So if they want to strike at them quickly, they'll be able to hit them in a weakened state.
Okay. Yeah, during this process, you see the humanoid shape, the unseen servant is basically writing everything down as you dictate the report back. But then you see Covert give a nod after you've kind of punctuated the end. Well, that is all very good news within the perspective of everything that's happened. Well, good job. Congratulations. I'm pleased to see that everyone has made it back and you all had a successful endeavor. +1? I don't think I'm familiar. Did you bring someone back? And he's pointing at Vanya.
This is Vanya. We met her on the road. She helped us with some of the bandits.
Nice to meet you.
Good with a gun.
Mm-hmm. Good at making them, too.
He nods. I'll let Vanya give her own accounting of herself and anything she wishes to share.
Yeah, they have they talk back and forth for a couple of minutes because I'm not going to talk to myself. And there is a conclusion that is reached that Vanya knows a lot more that will take more time than is reasonable to just report back right now. And so Covert turns to the rest of you. Well, as I've said already, good job. If you haven't already been informed, you get a free service with the Ivory Seductress for your mercenary work. You likewise get a day's worth of hot meals from the tavern. So feel free to stop over there and grab yourself a well-deserved bite to eat. Other than that, relax, take it easy, and I'll see you all tomorrow at noon for the mercenary meeting, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sounds great.
You got it.
All right. Dismissed.
Titan is visibly a little uncomfortable with the dismissed, but he doesn't say anything.
Well then, I guess the question is, who is going where?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Roz is going to go to the Ivory Seductress, make it to the entrance, and stop. Bright red, trying to will herself to go in. Last time this didn't go so well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got
Can you-
this.
Need a bit of a shove.
Before you say anything to tease me, I was in the right to run out last time, and I'm not going to do it this time.
Hey, Tim. On you go, then. I'm gonna go to tavern first. Get some hot food.
Yep, right.
Especially
I
for
can do this entirely by myself.
And she's just giving you this biggest grin, like, yeah, you can do this.
Yeah,
Good
go ahead.
luck.
Yeah, go ahead. Go in. I'm waiting.
I hate you so much. And Roz goes inside.
And to be honest, Audie waits about 5 minutes outside to see if Roz is going to come out screaming before actually heading to the tavern.
Oh,
Find
okay.
out.
Well, yeah, let's find out. Roz, you step through the the flaps of the exterior of the tent. Going inside, it becomes cool and dark and a little bit heavy, and you walk through that step and you kind of feel the resistance slide away, and you have arrived back in the very plain entryway where there is a single wooden podium. Standing behind it is the same silver-haired, pale-skinned, ice blue-eyed elf who greeted you last time, and he's standing there giving a very gentle, welcoming smile. Lady Roswin, welcome. Are you interested in any of our services today?
Hey, it's not my. Yes. Yes, I am.
What can we indulge you in?
I just want a bath. I am filthy. I am disgusting. I have not had a bath in days. I have been fighting and hiking, and I would like to be clean.
Very well. Would you like us to clean your armor and clothing as well while you bathe?
Oh, I should have read the pamphlet. Yes, absolutely.
Very well. Do you have any preferred scents or oils you'd like to be provided with?
Oh, it's everything I was hoping for. Cinnamon.
Very well. Are you interested in any other additions? He looks at you very pointedly.
I, little bit of redness now. I didn't read the pamphlet. What do you mean by additions?
For an additional cost, you can have a courtesan to wait on you, bathe you, provide a massage, along a laundry list of other things if you would refer to this menu here, and we'll provide you with another one.
It's a blank stare for several moments, and then I think I'd like to bathe alone, please.
Very well. If you please follow me, and he's going to step away from the podium and stick out an elbow for you more or less to take. I will take you to the place in which you can change, and I will have the bath prepared for you.
Uh-huh. Take the elbow.
Mm-hmm. And you will step through the curtain on the right, which is where you went through the one on the left last time. You will go through the one on the right. It feels the exact same, where you take a couple of steps through this darkness and you feel this weight, like a heavy curtain kind of being drawn over you until it falls off, and you find yourself in another space, which is, it immediately, you could just tell it smells clean. There's no, it's almost like there's an absence of everything else that you kind of got used to already, of the mud and the rain and just the rank of people in a war camp. Here there are various, open-faced shelves and cabinets and lockers for belongings. Off to the side, there's this huge stack of beautifully white linens, towels of all sizes, along with robes as well. And then there's just another curtain on the other side of the room. Valweir will take you to one of the open lockers and gesture to it. Please take an opportunity to disrobe and disarm. Here, do you require assistance removing the armor?
Nope. I got it.
Very well. Do you have a preference as to the type of escort that will take you to your bath?
I like girls.
He does not giggle. That's a me thing. He will nod. Very well. In about 10 minutes' time, someone will come to retrieve you and bring you to your bath.
Mhm.
Enjoy your time here. And he gives you a 1/3 bow. And then we'll turn and exit through the curtain that he took you through.
Gonna spend a couple minutes hyperventilating,
Mm-hmm.
then take off the armor and the clothes.
You go grab one of the robes to cover up with, and it is unreasonably soft, like wearing a cloud. After about 5 minutes or so, you will hear someone arrive into the locker area. This one looks to be so they have orcish blood. You can tell by the tinge, the teal color of their skin. They do have a noticeable absence of tusks, however, but they have like the sides of their heads are shaved, but it's left with this mop of like copper-colored hair that is tightly woven into multiple braids, and they are covered from pretty much neck all the way down to their toes in these beautifully intricate tattoos that depict various types of fish and serpents and waves and oceans and the beach and the shorelines. It's like one huge just tableau of tattoos, of which most of which you get to your benefit observe, since most of what she's wearing is more or less just like a more or less like a tube top and just like a pair of shorts. So and this orcish woman's also have a highly muscular, and just gives you this look that is not as perhaps as kind as Valweir was, but doesn't give you one that would also make you seem like she's looking down on you. Just very stern. I've come to take you to your bath. Are you ready?
Come to take me where? Sorry, come to take me? Sorry, I'm ready.
Valweir wasn't kidding when he said you were nervous.
Very.
Just take my elbow, little one. You'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
You'll be
All right.
fine. And just like before, you'll be taken through the other curtain. The same feeling will pass through, and then you will arrive in a singular room made of the same black marble stricken through with white veins. There is this huge stone tub. You think it could probably comfortably fit like 4 people. It is brimming with hot, steaming water. There are off to the side this brass stand that is covered in oils and different types of soaps, of which you can tell there's been a smaller platter put on top of it that has been pre-prepared for you. Off to the side, there is a series of these glowing crystals that kind of very lightly thrum. Just enough for you to notice it, but not enough for it to be overbearing. Along with a bunch of other amenities, including other additional towels. You can tell off to the side there is a masseuse table as well. And this courtesan will take you basically just up to that threshold. Will politely tap your hand to let go. Then we'll turn down looking at you with the piercing green eyes. Do you need anything else before I depart?
No, thank you. You've been very nice.
If you do require anything else, there is a bell on the tray next to the bath. If you ring it, I will come. If you need anything, let me know.
I understand, and I will. Thank you again.
You're most welcome. Hopefully the bath will loosen you up some.
The innuendos here just do not stop, do they?
We have found that to be an affectation of the person listening, and they're trying to find something that they want but won't admit to.
Oh,
And they give you a big smile, to which you can actually kind of see they have extremely large, like lower canines. You think part of where the tusks might have evolved to.
before I stutter myself into an early grave,
Enjoy your bath.
thank you.
And they will turn and leave.
It's bath time.
It is bath time. Roz, surprisingly, not Roz, Audie, surprisingly, Roz doesn't come back out.
Yeah, after about 5 minutes, she just kind of like gives a bit of a, oh, good on you there, Dolores. And we'll head over to the tavern.
Okay. We know that's where Audie's going. What about Lilith? What is Lilith up to?
Lilith is also heading to the brothel, but she decided she wanted to drop off her pack and everything first.
Ah,
10.
so you're just a few minutes behind. In which case, you're arriving right as Audie's leaving.
Oh, well, she's over there. I'll talk later. And she'll just go inside.
Mm-hmm. Almost identical scene to the last time you've arrived. Black stone room, podium, silver-haired elf standing behind the podium, just politely waiting and smiling as you enter. Hello and welcome. Are you here in search of a bath?
Yes. She's looking at him like, huh?
I made an assumption based off of your friend who arrived here earlier.
Oh, Roz is here.
Yes.
Oh, she didn't run screaming out this time.
No, she didn't. Allow me to ask you a few questions so we can best accommodate your comfort. And Val will go through the whole list of things that Roz just basically got run through. You know, do you have any preferred scents? Do you require anything special? Do you want additional services? So on and so forth.
Lavender, extra shampoo, no additional services.
Very well. Yeah, he'll take you to the same place up until the locker room, of which when you get there, you will noticeably realize there are no other belongings in this space. And to which, before Valware departs, we'll then ask, do you have a preference as to the escort that will be taking you to your bath?
Someone nice.
Very well. I'll send someone along in 10 minutes. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
And Val will likewise, leave again.
She will quickly get her armor off, put on the robe. Revel in how warm and comforting it is.
Is extremely warm and comforting, yeah.
Luxury.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of time goes by, and you see a half-elf enter into the room. You can tell by their noticeably shorter ears. She has bronze skin, shoulder-length red hair that's currently pulled back into a ponytail, speckled in freckles. freckle speckled, if you will, is dressed similarly to Roz's courtesan, enough to keep things modest, but enough to, leave people's imaginations to wander. And she will walk up and she will stick out an elbow and give you a polite smile. It kind of reminds you a bit of Adi's smile, that big smile that could do nothing wrong. Are you ready for me to take you to your bath now?
Yes, yes. She will take her arm.
Yeah, and kind of like almost like a step ahead of you, like you're just taking the elbow as the half elf is already moving through. And they will take you into the next room. In Blackstone space, large tub enough to fit for four, masseuse table off on the one side. There are bushels of fresh lavender. They look like they've been placed in pots that are currently growing in sections of the room that have just filled it with this pleasant, just lavender scent. Along with, again, a brass tray off to the side, which has a smaller tray set aside with a bunch of other things you've selected, along with a brass bell. If you need anything from me, feel free to ring the bell. I'll come run in to handle any of your needs. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, one question. Is there a time limit?
1 hour.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. Enjoy your stay. And they will depart, and you will be left to your bathing desires.
She uses the full hour.
I believe it. I feel like I didn't even have to ask about that because I figured everybody would be. However, it is just a half hour, just past a half hour mark. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and we're going to see what Corona and Titan are doing. And if anyone else is heading to the tavern, and then in which case we'll see what Adi's doing at the tavern. So we're taking our 10-minute break. We'll be right back. Shout out to Justin for bringing in a bunch of extra people to chill with us tonight. That's great and amazing, and thank you. Same to Jungle and Eno for joining us as well. Super cool to have you all here. Like I said, we're taking a break, so chill out with some music. I'm going to run some ads too, because, well, a couple of cents, why not? So we'll see you in a few minutes. Bye-bye. We'll be back. Hello, welcome back. Or, we're back. Welcome us back. We're here. And we left off with the party having returned from their first mission successfully, and they were all kind of parting ways, and enjoying the benefits of their hard-fought labors. With both Lilith and Roz having gone to the Ivory Seductress, the brothel in the camp that is overseen by courtesans, which provide many offerings for people to enjoy. Not the least of which are baths. However, the rest of the party, in different spirits, Adi was heading over to the tavern. But I was going to see, what are Titan and or Corona up to?
You want to go first, Titan, or should I? Mine's pretty easy.
Yeah, you go first. Titan has much to do.
Okay. Well then, much like Lilith before her, first thing she's gonna do is set down her like 100-pound backpack, back somewhere where she knows where it is. Probably near the tents, and maybe like go and check up and see if her folks are there, how they're doing, etc., etc. But whether they're there or not, once she's done with that, yeah, she probably feels a little dirty from having to deal with the bandits and everything. Walk for a few days, so a bath is probably in order. I think she's going to remember that that's probably dealt with in the brothel, and it's all free anyway.
It is. That being said, there is a river not too far from the camp.
Mm.
For anyone interested in not pursuing the brothel route.
Nah, she figures she'll save that for when they're out in the wilderness, if she ever needs to. But if there's comforts here in camp, she'll
enjoy them.
Yeah, she'll enjoy them. So she's gonna head on in as well. Take a quick shower. Well, not shower, but
yeah. Third time's the charm. By this point, I think you know all the questions.
Yeah.
Do you have answers? Just so we all have an idea as to what Corona's about.
She's just kind of like when she's asked, what kind of person do you want? She'd probably be like, "Is it not close by? Can I not just head there myself?"
No, you must always be escorted by a courtesan while you're within the walls of the Ivory Seductress.
All right. Well, then anyone will do. Whoever you got.
Very well. I will send them along to escort you in a few minutes. And for everyone else's curiosity, what kind of sense would Corona opt into? Does she have a preference?
Oh, no, she has no preference.
No?
She figures she's going to get smelly, whenever we head out next anyway. So as long as she smells like decent to be in public, she doesn't care.
Okay, let me go pull up my D100 list of random nice bath smells.
Surprise me.
I'm completely really rolling on this table. You got sandalwood. The answer is sandalwood.
Sandalwood. Okay. I could see a farm kind of smelling like that.
Mhm.
The nice parts of it.
Yep.
Sure, yeah. She's fine with that. And I mean, long story short, she once she gets in, she's probably pretty quick to take care of herself.
Just in there for business.
She's in there for business, but then when she's done, she's like, okay, I probably got time. She wouldn't even ask how long she has. She just knows that as long as she's quick, she could probably spend like 5 or 10 minutes just relaxing.
Yeah.
And then after that, she's good.
Yeah. For anyone that stays up to the time limit, the courtesan responsible for overseeing you will come back in and let you know time is lapsed. But yeah, Corona seems like a pretty no fuss kind of customer.
Oh yeah.
And I think due to like Corona's general disposition, I think you're sent one of the gnomish courtesan who's just got this crazy rainbow colored fringe of hair, and he's just very chipper and very happy. And we'll just kind of just like grab you by the hem of the robe to escort you through the section of the tent to the bath. But again, very nice. Unlike the others who are a little awkward about it, again, there's like no weird advances. It's like business, but someone handling your bath.
Yeah. She probably internally might think it's a little strange, but I mean, if that's how things are run here, she's not gonna, she's not gonna make a fuss about it.
They're selling a product.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, easy enough done.
Yep.
All right. I guess last but not least, in terms of finding out what's going on, Titan.
I mean, first things first, he's gonna go and let Lotus know he's still alive.
Reasonable.
And after they have a quick chat, he's going to take the stuff that the group designated wanted to be sold and try and sell it.
Okay. Do you want to do the actual haggling, or do you just want to leave it up to a check?
Let's just leave it up to a check.
Persuasion check, please. And if not proficient, just a straight up charisma check.
I mean, that's when you want to roll those, nat 20.
That helps.
For a total of 20.
Okay. They will buy it from you, and you will get a 10% profit of whatever the total amount of it is.
Hooray.
So add up all the numbers together and tack on 10%, and that's what you'll get out of it in silver.
Alright. Selling
Honestly, good start to that.
total plus 10%. I know I don't know. We can discuss more, I guess, out of character / out of game, but I know among the things that we're selling were 2 pieces of splint mail we were able to get.
Scale mail.
With scale mail, there we go. Yes. Scale mail. Would the group be okay if Titan took one of those to give it an enchantment and get a better price for it?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I want to keep one of them to break down, but the other's all yours.
Okay.
All good with me.
So
I'm also happy to break down anything that needs to be broken down.
That's yeah. So you're really only selling one of them then, which is the one you're going to
we're
enchant
selling-
first.
I guess so, yeah. Once that's done, he's going to grab Lotus, and they're both going to go to the brothel for a bath.
You'll have to pay for Lotus.
Yep.
Okay. It's 10 silver.
Silver. Okay. And then, I mean, if people have things to do after the baths and whatever, we can circle back to me. But yeah, Titan is going to do some work on enchanting that splint mail, scale mail. Anyways,
Starts with an
scale
S.
mail,
Mhm.
and then when it's about dinner time, he's going to find one of the Greenwood kids to come to dinner with him at the wherever it is, the pub or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And oh, what a shock! Titan won't be able to finish his meal, and the kid will get to eat it all.
Yeah. Sure. You are aware of how long it takes to make a +1 set of armor?
Yes. I wasn't going to go for the full +1. We don't have enough essence for that.
Yeah, it's honestly way more than you guys have stuff of.
Yeah, I was going to put on a common enchantment. I was going to go for the self-cleaning armor, which we should have enough essence for me to do that.
Let's find out.
Common enchantments take a couple of days, I think. I got to double check the crafting stuff, but
yeah, like I said, we don't have to focus on it right now. We can just figure it out because you guys will have. The point is of this whole kind of system is that you guys will come back from your mission with all of your goods and belongings. Do with them as you will. Sell them, break them down, whatever it is, and then you will have downtime before the next mission to do things such as enchant armor or weapons or make potions or schmooze amongst the other mercenaries, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, because this is a relatively simple enchantment, I figured I'd do it quick, and it will significantly increase the value of one of them. But then, other than that, I am happy to start working on people's desires for magic weapons or items. I personally was thinking of getting us a bag of holding at some point, or building us a bag of holding at some point.
Yeah, of which the recipe is going to be slightly different from the one in the guide.
Okay, we'll touch up on that then too.
Yeah. Bags of holding in my setting, generally speaking, are rarer and more difficult to create than because they're basically just not an uncommon item in my setting. Is the point? So it will be mildly adjusted, but yeah, we can
be a
revisit that
term goal. But anyways, like I said, we can revisit all the things Titan will be working on, and if anybody's helping him, what that looks like. And what everybody wants, but like I said, we can revisit that later. Anyways, that's kind of Titan for the whole day. Really, he's very busy.
Okay. Yeah, Titan and Lotus will also go to a bath. But in that interim, while everyone else is bathing, Audie has gone to the tavern, which similar to the merchantry company. It's got a foundation that's been laid. It has a rough structure of wood and frames that have been made, and then it's just kind of got these overlapping tarps that provide cover from rain, and weather. Otherwise, it's very open. There are probably enough various tables, stools, and chairs to accommodate about 100 people at maximum, along with just a ton of spaces. There's a fence that surrounds it that has a bunch of barrel tops that have been affixed to it to provide standing space for tables, so they could easily handle more than 100 seats. And of course, totally not fire code compliant, but that's not here or there. And unsurprisingly, Audie, it is busy right now. You think there's like well over 200 people here currently. It is bustling.
Right, well then, it's a bit more than I expected. And she'll go up to the bar wherever she would order.
Yeah, there is like I said, once you kind of get onto the floor itself in the tavern, the back side of it does have a long wooden bar that is being manned by 5 or 6 bartenders, near as you can tell. And they are busy taking orders, slinging drinks. And behind them, because the drinking shelf itself has this big cutout behind it, and there's a hanging sign swinging in the middle with a big painted flower on it with a name done up next to it called the Dusty Daisy.
It's the Dusty Daisy.
You'll get up to the bar. Just roll me a d6. Re-rolling 6s,
All right.
please.
You said re-roll on 6s?
Re-roll on 6s.
All right. 3.
3. Okay. You are greeted by an elven individual, tan skin, black hair pulled back into a ponytail. He gives you a smile. What can I get for you?
Seems rather busy here. If I were to bring my plates and such, could I grab my meal and head back to my camp?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Right. I'll be right back then.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll turn around very quickly. Just go back for mission 2. So
Mercenary's meal. Gotcha.
be right back. And
Yep.
she'll run out and hurry back to camp to grab her stuff. I guess she was carrying her bag, but she had rations, so she wouldn't have needed like
The mess kit.
a bowl and a mess kit kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Up to you.
Yeah, she's gonna go grab a proper bowl, proper dish, and
Okay.
head back to the tavern and kind of like a quick kiss on her mom's cheek and just be like, bye, Ma. They're back.
Yeah. Just a whirlwind in and out of the tent all at
Yeah.
once. Everyone's happy to see you, but you're already gone.
Mhm.
Yeah. You rush back and have to shoulder and elbow your way back through the crowd. And eventually, you get back up to the bar. Roll another d6.
All right. That's 2.
Okay. This time you are greeted by a green-scaled dragon eye. They lean over the counter, being quite tall, and in contrast to your height. Not quite as tall as Titan is, but for their race, still tall. And they lean over. So, what can I get for you?
Hi there. The mercenary's meal, please. Just
Got
got
it.
back from a mission.
Can I see your ticket, please?
Would Covert have given us those?
You have them. You
Yeah,
have
okay.
it's your punch card for your spending. It basically
right.
is like, yeah.
Yeah, and she'd kind of fish it out.
You just see him nod. Very well. And then we'll stretch out their clawed fingers for the plate.
Mm-hmm.
And you will turn and you will watch as they descend down a set of stairs behind the bar. And then takes about a minute or two, and they'll come back up. And over the hooting and the hollering, they will pass you your plate filled with a steaming meal of what looks like a very hearty stew, 2 rolls, mashed potatoes, and a series of what looks like roasted squash, maybe.
Hmm.
Enjoy your meal.
And she'll take a moment. Thank you kindly. My name's Audie. I'll see you very soon, Nan.
What?
And she
You
and
have
she
to
would kind of
speak up. It's very loud in here.
and she'll just kind of give a smile and like a 2-finger salute, trying to be like, thank you, was
Mm-hmm.
and
They
scurry
will
on out with her meal.
they will return it.
Yeah, and she's gonna take that back to the tent to share with her family
Okay. Fair.
because it's probably better than the mess that we get.
It is. It has flavor. Whoa.
Yeah, pretty much.
And realistically speaking, like properly portioned out, you could probably feed easily like 3 children.
Yeah. So she's not expecting it to replace the full meal, but she figured some
little treat.
flavor
Mhm.
is better than nothing. Yeah.
Um,
And she's kind of thinking with as busy as the tavern is probably always, she can probably keep getting away with this.
you don't think they're policing it. You honestly don't
Yeah.
think they probably even care.
No, exactly. So that's gonna be her habit.
Yeah. You come back into your family's tent. You manage to go, look, Ma, what I have. And she takes it, and then you immediately get dogpiled by all your siblings.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a big group hug on the ground. Your family, mother included, missed you very dearly.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell the look on your mother say she was worried.
And Audie will kind of look over. And nary a scratch on me, promise. I can't say the same for Roz and Lilith, but I got lucky. And Titan took great care of us. All healed out, no problems.
Well, I'll have to go thank them then. And check on the girls. But first,
And I was gonna say, over the meal, Audie would dive
Yeah,
into like the
the story.
tales.
Of course.
Yeah.
In a very audio-like fashion, I take it.
Yeah. Possibly leaving out the fact that we were gonna bring back a bandit. Because then there's gonna be questions and she just doesn't want to get into
Yeah.
it.
Where is it? Well, funny story.
Right?
It's not so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. So we basically have a bit of an open-ended thing where it's now more on all of you to decide what you want to do with your time. This is a post-mission scenario. You all have more or less collectively X amount of downtime until you decide to take up another mission or until you are summoned for one. As of right now, you don't suspect you'll be summoned for one. And in this time frame, you have an opportunity to spend time crafting as per Kibble's crafting guide, along with any material. So it's super important that you all collaboratively keep track of what ingredients and things you've collected on your missions, along with the things that you will have and then subsequently dismantle to realize what you're getting from them. Because it is a lot of boxes to check that I trust you all to manage well. You can also take the time to go train with other mercs, in which case you can start working towards something extra if you'd like. Whatever that is, we'll clearly talk about. Otherwise, you can also go build relationships with other factions, mercenary groups, the tavern, the brothel, the merchantry, the merc leader, whatever you would decide to do. You basically have a bunch of free time to do whatever you want, and this time really is on all of you. So in the waning hours of this day, are there any particular things anyone would really like to achieve in this time, or just shoot the shit?
I know Audie would have some things to do, but I don't want to capitalize on the time too much if other people have things that are burning away.
I took plenty of time on Roz's awkward brothel adventures.
Yes, but how awkward is it her leaving?
Well, I think she screamed when her time was interrupted
Yep.
because she didn't expect that was coming. But after that, she left fine.
Yeah. Would she have turned down the help to put the armor back on?
I think she's gathered her armor in a bundle in her arms and she's leaving as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm. Fair. Noted. Okay. So I mean, yeah, like I said, this is really on each of you to be mindful about what you want to do and what you think is important to do, and then to also be mindful of your party mates to see if they have anything they want to do or pursue or talk to or converse with. It is your time.
I think Titan is just working on enchanting that armor for tonight.
Okay.
Lilith will ask if she can take some of the money out of all that money we got and go grab some alchemy supplies. She says she can make some potions if we want out of those ingredients we gathered.
Yeah, Roz will divvy out money evenly to everyone, which I will. It's 106 silver and 8 copper apiece.
Oh wow.
Well then.
That's before selling anything, which Roz will go do.
Well, for what it's worth, Titan did the selling most of it already.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah,
then we got a
Titan
lot more things
sold
that Titan
everything
needs
while
to
you guys
sell.
were bathing.
Yeah. Minus again, whatever you all need to find out that you're keeping for the sake of dismantling and or enchanting and or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll
That's,
get
I
that
think,
added up
something we
later.
should add up later.
Yeah. Like I said, whatever it is, add up the base cost that's provided to you in silver, and then you will tack on 10% of whatever it is you decide to all sell. Because Titan got a very good roll, and he probably got a very mousy clerk that he scared a little.
Yeah, I mean, when Lilith is like, I can go make potions, Titan definitely looks at her and is like, when did you learn how to make potions?
Lilith, in your head, you just hear Bellathor go, "Don't tell him about me, don't tell him about me, don't tell him about me."
Elf stuff.
Elf stuff, huh?
Yeah, some of my ancestors dabbled in potion making.
Right. You don't have to tell me what's going on, but I'd appreciate it if you also didn't treat me like I'm an idiot. That's an awful fast turnaround for, he puts in his air quotes, elf stuff.
Okay. So promise not to think that I'm crazy?
You feel Bellathor retract.
She'll say in her head, he's really nice. I've known him for years. He just looks scary. He saved my life.
He gets further away.
He likes alchemy.
La 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 la.
I mean, again, like, Lilith is very visibly
She
stopped
absolutely
in
just
mid-conversation.
Yeah, she absolutely just like looked off to the side and she's like making facial expressions.
Yeah.
She is not
He
hiding
just
it very well.
shakes his head. It's like I said, you don't have to tell me what's going on, so long as you're safe.
I'm pretty sure I'm safe.
Then I'll try to not look a gift horse in the mouth. Just be careful, kid.
I'll tell you more when I figured out a bit more.
You're not. If you need a hand, let me know.
Sure thing. We'll go spend some of her money on an alchemist kit.
Okay.
I mean, you can just borrow mine.
Oh, you
unless
already
want
have
your
one.
own.
I don't think we need two of them. I mean, they're like 50 silver each. So
You wish.
Yeah, you can borrow mine if I'm not making potions. Happy to share.
in which case she will borrow Titans for now.
Yeah. So you're gonna spend some time making potions then?
Yeah.
Okay. So for what it is worth, for the ingredients you have, because I one of the things that slipped through the cracks is that I clearly need to make a list of healing potion ingredients 1 through 10 versus just the standard ones that are provided here. Which is say level 1 healing potions can be made with 2 common curative reagents in 1 glass vial. Level 2 can be made with 3 plus a glass vial for your consideration.
How many do we have now?
Great question.
Roz was keeping track of that.
I think we have 6.
I'm actually just about to post our crafting materials. But we do have 6 common and 1 uncommon curative.
In that case, I think Lilith will try to make a tier 2 potion. I
Okie
assume
dokie.
that will probably take the rest of her evening.
It takes 2 hours. It takes 2 hours and a check, but it is just one and done. So if you want to make 2, for instance, you could do it in 4.
Sure, yeah, she'll do 2.
Okay. In which case you need to make a d20 check with your alchemy modifier, which is your alchemist supplies proficiency bonus plus your intelligence or wisdom modifier, your choice. And of course, you currently have a bit of a cheat code because you have Bellathor to help you.
Yes, which gives me advantage on all alchemical crafting checks.
The
First
DC
roll is a 22.
Oh yeah, you take 2 hours and you successfully craft a level 2 healing potion.
The second one is an 18.
Also plenty sufficient. 2 more hours, another level 2 healing potion.
That'll be Lilith's evening, I think. She does that like after dinner, I think.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. And if you partake of the meal from the Dusty Daisy, you will likewise be introduced to the rowdy atmosphere that is there.
Yes, she does. And she will also be giving some of her meal away, not faking it like Titan is, but she is very small and can't finish that much food at once.
You mean it's very convincing, wink.
Very convincing. She's so generous.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you have those 2 potions all said and done at the end of the night. Anybody else for today?
Yeah. Roz is going to go break down that scale she kept.
Yeah.
Before I have Roz go buy some new blacksmithing tools, does anyone have any that she can borrow?
Yep.
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
like,
Titan has everything.
I've got
Let's
all
see.
the kits. Don't worry, guys.
yeah,
Oh,
this,
boy.
this is
What did-
literally Titan's thing.
When did all these kids start crafting?
Minecraft.
All right, then Roz is gonna break down the scale mail.
Okay. I dare assume that you're probably quicker on the draw since you were already talking about it as to where the rule for this is.
You think I haven't looked at this book every single day trying to do it? I'm
More than
crazy.
me.
Yeah, it breaks down evenly, 1 for 1, so it's 8 steel ingots. Then I'm gonna immediately try to turn them into something.
Oh, neat. Is there a check to break it down, or is it just time?
It's just time. It's
Even
just
neater.
2 hours.
Okay. In which case, now the question is, what is Roz going to immediately turn around with these 8 steel ingots?
How many days do we think we're gonna have, gang?
I think that's up to us.
That's a good question. DM,
yeah.
how many days do you think we're gonna have?
I would say probably at a minimum 3.
3.
Okay.
Because you guys are currently you guys came back having completed your mission early. The other 2 missions are still out.
Perfect.
And so by me being able to control the cadence of this, you will have at minimum 3 days.
Perfect. Then
So what you doing?
so Kay, would Audie prefer chain shirt or scale mail?
I don't know if she can wear either.
That's not relevant.
Okay.
What would she prefer?
What one looks nicer? Like the most flashy.
Also, that
Maybe
depends on the crafts person, really.
Bear.
Usually scale mail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a bit flashier.
Cool,
Yeah.
because that's easier to make. Roz is
Weirdly
going
enough.
to. Roz is going to try to pay someone to help her make a thing, because she cannot confidently make this alone. So can she find someone to pay for this?
You can.
You also know a proficient blacksmith.
Yeah, it's like you could talk to the guy who you got the tools from.
Does a proficient blacksmith want to help?
Yeah, of course. As an inventor, all this stuff takes me half the time.
It does.
So I got time, guys.
Yeah, Titan is
Oh, sick.
literally crazy good at doing all of these things. Like,
Oh.
yeah, it's even funnier that you all were like, "Oh, I have a project I want to go do," and you've run off to go do it, and Titan's over here going, "I could have finished that an hour ago."
It's
Just
cool.
means
It's
he
fun.
can do
I'm
other
happy
things.
for everybody
Not
to
as-
join in on this. It's
Yeah.
really fun, and I like it, and I like everybody joining and making things. But yes, I'm very good at making things. I can always help.
Shoot, if Titan's already helping and does it in half the time, do you want to have Titan make the checks?
Yeah, let's do it.
Probably makes sense.
So the DC is 17. I'm trying to make Audie a set of elven scale mail, which does not require proficiency to wear. 7 checks at DC 17.
It doesn't require a change of material.
No.
Hmm.
It just ups the DC by 5.
Neat. So it does.
If Roz is helping me, DM, do I have advantage or just straight?
I think this is one of those bras. Are you proficient in these?
Yes.
Oh, well then, yeah. That was probably gonna be my one gateway to someone helping with this. But yeah, if Roz is willing to spend the time and is proficient with the blacksmith tools, she can help you.
All right. First check is
Is it a million? Because I bet it's a million.
it's a million.
Yeah.
19 plus 4 is 23.
Yeah.
Plus 4 more is
27.
7.
Yeah, you're good. You've more than doubled the DC. Well, it's not true. It's 17. You did more than 10 over the DC. I think you're fine with the first check.
Crushed it.
Yeah, you have to, if you're doing so again, because you can do it in half the time, aka 7 hours. You need to spend 2 hours of time to make a check. So you would have to make 3 more checks to complete the project over the course of 7 hours.
Damn, if you can do that 3 more times, you make it masterwork.
Do you want me to just do all 3 checks now?
Yeah, we can just sort of distribute the timing that you work on this, because you could put the project down and return to it at a different time. So you can just, yeah, we can do this on your time. So if you just want to roll it all now, yeah, we can just get it out of the way.
I did genuinely roll another 19.
Nice. Yeah, crushing it.
27. Yeah. All right. This time Titan is somewhat mortal. Come on, Ben. You did the math already. 13 plus 4 is 17 plus 2.
Yep.
19, 20, 21.
Yep. Yeah, but so yeah, you beat the DC 4 ago, so you're good.
Was it 3 checks or 4 checks?
It is 4 in total. So one more.
And that one was a nat 20.
Oh, yeah.
20.
Well, we almost made it masterwork.
So close. Sorry.
It's if Roz had done this by alone, she probably would have botched. Well, that's going to be given to Audie now.
You have a so
Well then.
close to masterwork elven plate or scale.
The nearly property.
Yeah.
That being said, it's good. So like Ross said, you don't have to be proficient to wear it. So you can just use scale mail. So it will bump up your AC a wee bit.
Well then.
So if, as instructed previously, if you go use the importer and just import some scale mail into your equipment, and then go into your inventory and equip it, it will adjust your AC accordingly. Which will bring up, I think, the lowest party average's AC to about even all across the board.
Yay.
Don't worry.
AC is really good early game.
Really is. I'll kill you all yet.
Please don't.
Well, not if I apparently give Titan too much time and he just mastercrafts a bunch of elven stuff in the camp, and the elves are just like, what the hell is that guy doing over there?
Elves come to kill me.
Who taught you our secrets?
Yeah, he figured out our secrets.
No elf has ever been given armor training. They've been faking it this entire time.
To be fair, they don't blacksmith, they weave. Even the armor you saw the Striders wearing in the forest was not made of metal. It was woven.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah, think like a kind of carbon fiber-esque. Or Kevlar. Just kind of seemed to fit their theme. Yeah, so Titan's going to finish that old project off sometime in these 3 days. Anybody else have any other projects they want to endeavor towards?
No projects from me, but I think Corona would well, one, I guess she'll buy some cobbler's tools because she's proficient with them, but she doesn't actually have them.
Okay.
Which cost 5 gold to with a be 5 silver.
It's a 25% markup.
25%. Okay, so 6 silver.
If
I'm doing my math, or well, it's probably. What would that be?
Yeah, 6 silver, 2 bits.
Okay. Perfect.
That merchant company wants every coin. So
6 silver, 2 bits. Okay. 160. And it's 2. Okay, perfect. And other than that, I think she would probably catch up with Vanya if she is at camp. Maybe to see. I mean, she has like 5 guns, so maybe she's got some guidance. She kept on making remarks about Corona's gear, so
Mhm.
she wants to see. Okay, well, what do you think?
Yeah, if you
I
go
should be.
if you go to her and ask her advice, she tells you to scrap everything you bought. It's all garbage.
Okay.
But she says, I mean, don't if you can't replace it right away. Then
Yeah,
she
yeah,
also
yeah.
goes, if you can bring me the supplies, I can make you something better.
Well, that's the thing. I've just started with these. I don't know you know, what's the limit? I don't know what I want. Well,
I'm-
that's a lie. I do know what I want. I want to keep at least a hand free. I don't want to use 2 hands to carry around a giant rifle like you do.
Yeah, all right, fair. Single handed.
And I don't like the whole reloading process for this.
Yeah, not elegant. The older models were pretty basic. I mean, how much do you want it to hurt? Do you want it to be able to, annoy people, or do you want it to be able to put them in the ground? And distance. Those are kind of the big ones.
Distance, I don't really care about too much. I don't mind getting up close and personal.
All right.
But I mean, if it can really hurt someone, I think that just the threat of having that alone might be good, even if I don't have to use it.
All right. So, how about this? Here, and she, pulls up a scratch piece of parchment she's got amongst all of her crates and boxes, and she pulls it out and writes a list of ingredients on it. If you go get me all these things and bring them back, I will make you something better than that piece of garbage you're carrying around with you. Or actually, I mean, if you really want, you can give me that piece of garbage and I can break it down for parts.
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
Well, I mean, if you don't mind not having them for about a day or two, I can make you something better.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'll be able to sell this back to him.
Yeah. Fair warning, though. The ammunition, you're gonna have to come to me because I'm gonna be the only one who can make it.
Custom make, huh?
Yep. And the ammunition is actually where the I mean, the weapons require expertise to make, but the ammunition is the expensive stuff.
And how much is that going to cost?
Depends on what the supply chain looks like, and if I can find an alchemist willing to work with me that isn't going to cut my legs out from underneath me.
All right. Well, look, as long as I can have something ready by the time that we head out next, which is probably going to be in like 2-3 days at least, that works for me. I just need to have something.
Mm-hmm. All right. So leave me both of those weapons. Give me all those crappy little pellets that they call ammunition, and I don't know. Give me 30-40 silver, and I can get you a functional firearm and a stack of ammo to take with you in 2 days.
All right, deal. And Corona will do just that. So both weapons, both flintlocks, all the ammo.
Mm-hmm.
30 to 40. She'll give her 40.
Okay.
So let me do the silver first, because that's yeah, that's correct. And okay, yeah, I'll delete the weapons and stuff from my inventory, but she trusts Vanya. She could have double crossed us, she could have left us for dead, she could have sniped us, she could have done a whole bunch of things.
She walked into enemy territory basically if she was ever going to double cross you.
Yeah. So yeah, Corona will start building some trust with her, and do just that.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess that covers a lot more than I was bargaining for. So I think it's just those two things: the cobbler's tools and the meetup with Vanya. In the meantime, I think she's just going to make sure her parents are good and help around wherever she can in camp. But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, easy enough. All right. Who's next?
Yes, that might be me.
Could be you.
Audie's gonna craft a great sword.
Right.
Yeah, what
I
are
don't
you
know if
making,
Audie knows
Audie?
how to craft. Because I haven't looked at the crafting document. She does have a set of tinkerer's tools, so she could do something.
You could
technically.
do something. But clearly not this rest.
No, she's not quite ready. I'll have to figure that out.
Well, I'm just saying, you guys did bring back a gunsmith. She could teach you some things.
It's true. That's very true. You'd mentioned earlier is there a place you said for like communal washing?
There's a river.
Okay. Not as elegant for washing up. And
Nope.
cold, I imagine.
Actually not. Savinus is tropical.
That doesn't mean the water's not cold.
It is currently warm.
Okay.
Safinus's winters end very early. And it warms up very rapidly. That is to say, it isn't like, hot tub warm.
Mm-hmm.
If you come back from like a light jog and dip in, it's probably still going to be a little cold.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, with that knowledge, she will take her turn to go to the Ivory Seductress, actually.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. And similarly, Valware at the front greets you with a smile and asks you for what you're there for.
My dear Valware, well, I was actually wondering if first question is, I'm guessing not, but are the services transferable to someone else?
And who are you intending to transfer the services to?
My mother.
Is this a one-time thing, or is this going to be every time?
She kind of thinks about it. It's like, probably a one-time thing.
If it is a one-time thing, that is the exception we will make. We also make the exception for if it is going to be the permanent change as well.
And she just nods. Right then. And then I suppose the second question, though this might be some more in the market than what you have. Your soaps and oils, are they purchasable or are they for use here only?
We do have a soap, oil, and fragrance line that we sell.
I'm guessing that's also on the menu that I'm gonna have to
It is, yeah.
bother you for midweek.
One of these days.
And she smiles. Right then. I just want to make sure first before I go to her. So I'll have to go. Let her know. And if I had questions, I want to have a conversation, what would that be on the list?
Depends on what your intentions are and who it is you wish to speak with. We have a lounge, which is available to guests that the mistress has approved of, in which case you may speak to courtesans during your stay there. You could ask for a opportunity to meet with the mistress if that is what you desire. It is best if you would do so in advance, but sometimes her whims allow for changes in schedule.
Of course. No, it's just this place seems a mite more glamorous than the lovers' houses in our cities. I was just curious what it's like, or if there's training, or all of it. It just fascinates me.
That will continue to offer you the same smile he has, although if your passive insight was a skosh higher, you would notice the smile has upturned a little bit more. I will make note of this to the mistress, and she will summon you when time is appropriate.
And Audie will give a bit of a curtsy. Right then. Well then. I best go tell my ma.
We await your mother's arrival.
And she'll step out and head back to camp.
Okay.
Yeah, and kind of just let her know. It's like, Ma, I've arranged something for you if you wouldn't mind it.
And what is that?
Well, it's part of being a mercenary that you are able to have, the meal from the tavern and some basic amenities at the Ivory Seductress. It's a black tent, the portal in town. But it's basically the best place to get a bath. And I thought you should have mine this time. They won't let me transfer it all the time, but I figured you could deserve it a bit.
She just looks at you quietly for a moment, Adi. And then after a heartbeat or two, she just hugs you. You're a very sweet girl, Melody. Thank you.
And she like squeezes her back, kind of a couple of tears misting her eyes, and squeezes back really tight. She goes, and for once, like I said, they won't let me transfer it. I think more than once. Maybe if they really like me in the future, I might be able to do it a second time. But I'm also going to be finding a way to get some soaps so that even if you're swimming in the river, that you could at least smell nice, get clean.
She nods and smiles. Do I go now?
Audie's not dumb, but I am. Would that be a yes? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably in that same day.
Yeah. She's like, absolutely. I just forgot his name, and we were just talking to him.
Valware?
Valware. I was gonna say Vera, and I'm like, nope, that's someone else.
That is someone else. He would have had a very interesting set of choices to end up here if that were the case.
Right? No, he's just a spy. That's how we ended up here. Valware. It's like, is it the man at the front desk named Valware? At least been there the last couple of times we were there. I can show you down. And she would lead her to where it is.
Okay. Yeah. And you take your mother to the brothel.
When you put it like that.
You know what you were doing.
Yeah, I mean, Audie's shameless, so she has no fear of even suggesting this, and she knows her mom knows her best. So
yeah, and really, it's really about the services offered. It just happens to be encased within a brothel. But that is no big deal. Okay, so Audie goes to get her mom a bath. Anybody else? Any highlights? Same day, next day, long-term projects, people to talk to?
Well, it does want to talk to the party probably the next day, either in the morning over breakfast or sometime during the day.
Sure.
Sure. Yep.
Sure. Allow me to just quickly interject. By the end of the first day, Audie, since you seem to be the one that's kind of go-getting around a bit more various locations, while you're passing through the central swath of the camp where all the independent groups are, you will have someone stop you, and you'll turn around and you will see Covert. and he will hold out a coin purse to you.
What's this in?
Your share of the winnings.
And she bursts into a smile. All right, because we came back alive then.
Mm-hmm. It seems only right that I share with you, given that it was your lives on the line.
And she'll take the coin purse. I'll make sure that I split it up with the rest of the group then.
That would be polite of you, and I will check with them later to make sure you do.
And she would, I don't know what this world's equivalent would be, but like kind of like the cross my heart kind of thing. I so promise.
Mm-hmm. Well, enjoy that. Also, tell your little brother, sword training starts at 6 tomorrow morning.
Might seen it then.
Mm-hmm.
Catch
Yeah.
you on the ankles.
He's trying. Same for the other one. Still learning names. Roz's little brother.
Audie would absolutely know that name.
They were wandering around, and
Zenith and Rory.
yeah, there you go. He quickly pulls out a notebook, writes it down. I told them that if they showed up tomorrow, bright and early at 6 a.m., then I would teach them the way of the sword. He smiles. If they show up, well, I guess I'll have 2 new students for a while.
Guess I'll give them the rude awakening, waking them up at 6 a.m. see if they still want to do it. I'll let Roz know too.
By all means. Been needing something to fill my time anyway. Anywho, enjoy your evening, Audie.
You as well, Covert. See you in a couple days.
Mm-hmm. And he walks off towards the tavern.
And quick question to circle back. How much would like a vial or a bottle of soaps would be?
Like you can get each individual one, so soap, fragrance, or oil for 4 silver each, or you can get all 3 for 10.
Fair.
And they have a separate catalog for the different scents that they have.
Mm-hmm.
It's you ever seen one of those paint swatch books? It's like that, but
Right.
it's all scratch and sniff.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, how big are the bottles? Like, are they like hotel single serving size? Like,
Bigger than that, but they'll last you maybe 2 weeks if you're bathing regularly.
Okay. Then she would grab 2 of those then before she, like when she showed up with her mother,
Mhm.
and she would grab 2 of them. Probably like a one that's more mossy and one like that's lilac or something.
Doable?
Mhm.
Okay. Now you can continue about the next day where Lilith wants to talk to people. Probably about ghosts.
Yeah.
And sorry, quick question. How much was in the bag? Because I need to divvy that up.
80 silver.
All right, carry on.
Thanks for coming out and seeing me. This probably won't take long. Some of you already found out, or were told, or have suspicions. So I'm just gonna be, all cards on the table. I don't 100% know what's going on, but it's probably better to just share it, right? This amulet that I have, that I've had since before I got to Greenwood, is seemingly letting me see and interact with spirits.
The hell?
Yeah. I picked up one the day we left Greenwood, found them out in the woods, and I picked up another one from that uh, trapped house. That's how I was able to go back in safely.
What kind of spirits?
Well,
You know, former fey creatures, dead,
dead
people.
I mean, isn't that obvious?
No. Don't worry about it.
yeah, they're dead people. Bellathor is an alchemist from a time when the twins were title bearers, so that's fun. And Callista lived in that house. They both seem quite happy to help me with whatever they can help with. That's why I was able to make those potions pretty easily. Bellathor was kind of walking me through the whole process. And Callista is teaching me a bit of magic. But I should also mention that at one point while we were in camp and I was talking to Roz, Callista managed to possess me out of a curiosity to see if she could.
And
Well, I don't really remember it. I kind of blacked out, but Roz said that they mostly just had a small chat about both of them wanting to keep me safe.
That's right.
And that's about
Did you
all I
believe
know.
them? Roz, did you believe them?
I think I trust the self-preservation instinct, even if Callista's already dead.
so you're saying you're going about your day-to-day business with voices in your head talking to you?
Not constantly, but from what I gather, other than when they decide to kind of back out for a bit, they're pretty much always here.
But otherwise they give you your privacy?
She makes a so-so gesture. I'm pretty sure Bellathor is too shy to intrude on anything. Callista feels like the kind of person that would enjoy teasing me about anything.
That is correct.
She is saying that I'm right, so yeah.
Corona's just looking at Titan like, this is way out of my league.
I know
I'm not gonna say anything.
I know it sounds crazy, but I think that they can help out with, the whole surviving all of this thing. Nothing bad has come of it yet, but I figured it was worth letting all of you know in case, I don't know, I start acting strange one day.
Can you shove them out if they're attacked up?
Huh?
That a willpower to shove them out if they're attacked up.
The players having trouble.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Audie's just asking, if you have the willpower to shove them out. Like, if they act up, can you control them? Or are you kind of at their whim?
I haven't try.
And I wouldn't recommend it, given I think we would perish should you do that.
And Callista thinks that if I force them out, they'd probably die. Like, die, extra dead.
I was gonna say, Audie looks like horrified for a second, like, oh no, I don't mean the nice ones to God now. I mean if you pick up one that's not so nice.
Maybe?
I mean, at that point, wouldn't we just take off the amulet? If that's what's causing this?
It could be. It definitely seems tied to the amulet. When I got Bellathor, a new symbol started glowing in the center.
Well, I don't know nothing about this, but if you think you can trust them as much as you can without even seeing their face, then I'll leave that judgment to you. But in the meantime, I can at least say that if you're acting funny, at least we'll know what's up.
I think you all know me well enough by now to notice if I'm being strange. Like, not my usual level of strange, but a different, unique kind.
I'll mention as well that when it happened last time, the possession, well, the slight color changed.
Oh, well, that's a good tell.
So, yeah.
Well, it sounds like that amulet of yours is a pretty powerful artifact. I suspect that any attempt to identify it will resist. Powerful artifacts have a way of doing that. But I am knowledgeable about magic items. If you're ever concerned, we can try and work some things through.
You know, I've never really had it identified because, well, okay, I haven't really talked about this. I found this relic on a bit of an expedition, and immediately after grabbing it is when I fell into the water and ended up almost dead on the shores near Greenwood.
So the face botched that and the face botched us. Sounds like a lot to me.
Maybe we can try identifying it. You have a minute?
Yeah, I got a minute.
Either way, I plan on spending the next couple of days asking around camp, seeing if anybody else might know anything. And she'll kind of like hold it out towards you, Titan.
Just, be cautious, kid. Death and the rules around it are pretty strict nowadays.
Not much I do know. I was planning on asking Covert if he had any recommendations on people to ask.
Well, I don't mean to scare you either, but you never know who's an acolyte. Just be careful who you trust.
Well, I trust all of you.
Let's have a look at this thing. And Titan will try and identify it, knowing full well that it's probably going to hide much of itself from him.
And you are in fact correct. The only thing that an identify spell tells you about this item, Titan, is that it has a type of energy that you've never encountered, but only ever heard talked about, and it was only talked about by one of the upper ranking scholars at Mythlight because it was his thesis study, which is the energy of death. Not necrotic, but death.
Interesting.
and this is permeated in it.
Well, now, that is fascinating.
What'd you learn?
And he'll share this this artifact that filled, radiating energy of death. Not, the sort of thing necromancers do, or most spellcasters, if I'm honest. We're talking death energy, like straight from the title bearers kind of stuff.
Oh,
Someone much more capable than I would have to take a look at it. Or more likely, if it's got an affinity with you, you're gonna have to learn as we go.
well, seems to be doing things slowly. I mean, had it for like 3 years before it suddenly let me clearly see ghosts.
Oh, so you can see them too?
Uh, Vague forms.
I was gonna ask how you even form a bond. Not like you just walk up to a ghost and shake their hand and say, "Hey, welcome in."
Well, with Bellathor, I took a moment away from everyone while we were, resting for a bit, and I heard him calling out for help because he was murdered. Uh, with Callista, I just kind of asked what was going on with the house, and she responded. Just kind of had a feeling like I could ask and might get an answer.
And after that, she was in.
Yep, she seemed very interested in whatever I did.
Well, if it's that easy, I'd say you should be real careful. Though
Yeah,
I'm no expert.
I'll be careful. I'm not gonna go around calling out for every ghost everywhere I go just to see who's around.
Oh, that's a good enough answer for me.
Thanks for trusting us, kid. I'm glad to know what's going on.
Yeah, it just took a minute to try and form my thoughts into words that wouldn't make me sound crazy.
Everything right now is crazy. But like I said, thanks for trusting us.
Of
And I
course.
hope you know, in return, I very much trust you with this. You'll do what's best.
Thank you. She gives Roz a
And if the
smile of
ghosts
like,
are ever
they're
up
happy.
for it, I'd love to pick their brains. Never hurts to have a second opinion on alchemy.
I think Bellathor's scared of you, actually. Like, you in particular.
Titan
Maybe
slowly nods.
maybe he'll warm up in time.
Nah, it's alright.
Lilith, you then hear in your head, he seems like a nice person, but I can't explain why. I'm just afraid of him.
Do you think maybe it has something with the way you died?
Perhaps. Something I can't recall.
I'll keep a note of it. Might be useful. But don't force yourself to do anything.
But if he has questions, or vice versa, we can always communicate through you as necessary.
Of course. And she'll look to Titan. So he says if you have questions, or if he has questions, you two can communicate through me.
Right. Well, that's a step in the right direction.
Will kind of look at Roz with like the smile of like, there, I did it. You happy?
Thumbs up. Good job. Oh, I know that wasn't easy.
Well, I'm not taking up any more of your time. We got what, a couple days probably.
I hope so. I'm waiting on an order.
Plan to spend time getting some training when I have a downtime. I know I could sure use more of it. Oh, hey, Darren Ross. Zane and Rory met at Covert.
Oh, yeah?
They said that practice is 6 a.m. So I got him up this morning and plan to continue getting him up as long as we're here. No point them slacking if you really want to be swordsmen.
Oh, that's exactly what he's always wanted anyway.
To be woken up at 6 a.m.
Well, oh, that reminds me, I got to do something. Roz is going to walk off. TLDR, she's going to give her grandpa 100 silver so that he can have a better life right now.
Right. Is this to build a home for the family? Short version?
Temporary one, yeah.
Okay. We will definitely have to revisit it next week.
And come back in like 4 days, and he's gonna have like huts built for the entire village.
There's also a Tanuki that moved in.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even mention it. While you guys were gone, more tents have been put up.
Working fast.
Oh, it just means more people are coming in that
Yeah.
got displaced.
More
Mhm.
people.
Yeah. And you can tell that like some of them are a bit more ragged and worse off than even all of you lot were.
Any stragglers from Greenwood?
None that the other Greenwood villagers have found. And you have both of your other Greenwood mercenaries out on their mission still, dealing with the saber wolves at the farm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that being said, you guys still have, a weird, amorphous, indeterminate amount of days left before your next mission. Which I'm going to ask all of you take this upcoming week to decide what you want to do with that time. Any role playing that can be done, we could, depending upon people's schedules, we could even do out of game, or we could do next Wednesday if you feel like it's something interesting or fun. Otherwise, like I said, try to fill in like maybe 2-3 days worth of downtime. And if everyone collaboratively feels like, man, we just really don't have that much time or that many things to do with that much time, we can also then cut it short and say, took 2 days. And then the next time we gather, we can search you your new mission.
I feel like we
Alright.
can fill 2 days.
I would hope so.
Oh yeah.
I at least have more things to do than 2 days will allow. But
And an inventor's life is always busy.
exactly. But anyway.
Yeah. So figure all that stuff out. Talk about it. Talk to me about it. document it somewhere so I can keep track of what everyone's doing. And please, for the life of all that is necessary, keep track of your resources and your crafting items and stuff like that, because this is going to get fairly complex, especially at later levels, with like the amount of stuff you guys are going to have. And just so everything's keeping on the up and up. So I think with all of that said, we are finished tonight because we are 5 past, and we will pick up here either during or sometime after your downtime next week. And next week, next week? Question mark? Is when you're traveling?
I'm traveling, but I'll still be here.
Well, yeah, you will be away, but you will still be here. So just if she sounds weird, that's why.
And just let me know and I will speak up.
Yeah. Honestly, stage whispering, hell of a thing. I think that's it. I think we're just finished. We've done all we can with the time we have. So with that in mind, thank you all for watching. Thank you to all of my lovelies that have joined us this evening, including Justin and his friends that he's brought in, Jungle and Eno. It's great to have more people, hang out with us, even if you're just a lurker. It's greatly appreciated. Makes me feel a lot better about doing this sort of thing. So welcome. We hope you enjoy your stay, and we'll see you next week. And hopefully, like the party is trying to do with their resources and money, make good choices. It's an order. We'll see you next week.
Make good choices. Who are we rating?
Good
Thanks for
question.
hanging out, chat. See you next time.
Thank you.
Rating someone. I always forget that part. Who's online? Who's online?
Ocean's doing Genshin. I know there's a couple people I started following I could suggest, but
again, I try to either keep it within the friend circles or within the D&D community
D&D.
if I can help it. It just seems, good to support one another.
Mm-hmm.
Going over, finding a stream. Especially since I think Ocean also usually ends right around now too, so let's not do the raid train if we can help it. Yep, I should really prepare this more in advance. There we go. We're going to send you over to this gentleman with a very lovely voice. Over at Dyson Autism. So go over, say hi to them. Let them know we send our love.
Thanks for watching.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Rating.
Bye, chat.
Rating.
Bye.
Gathering.
Make good choices.
Bye. Okay, well, here you go.
We're free.
We're free.